Hey Leo, what's going on? Welcome to Morning Air Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you again to all my likes, my subscribes, my comments. You guys rock. I would like to go ahead and get started with your April 2018 love reading. If you're new to my channel, I lay out my spreads reflecting on your energy, and I come with a card for how you're entering into the month, your past, present, future, and then your energy heading out of the month into the next month, which will be May. So this is a general reading, but I do feel like today's reading is super, super specific to somebody. And the cards are how they are, and I feel like I have to deliver that. And if it doesn't apply, I'm sorry. Last month, Leo, we were kind of being very decisive on the way in which we were going to go with the relationship, and that was Audi. So for many of you, you decided that it wasn't conducive for your needs and what you had to have in your life, and there was just too much chaos, and you felt very broken, and now it was time for you to kind of evolve from that. And the most fascinating thing to me is when I do these readings and the energy is so fluid, like it can apply to anybody at any point in time, but I feel like the storyline is just so... Anyway, you'll see. First, we're coming into April with the World card. So just kind of what we were talking about a minute ago, this is completion of some sort. For some of you that were deciding, should I stay, should I go, what should I do? You know, very hurt, but like needing to take yourself out of this situation and stop giving second chances and all of these different things. It's coming to a completion, but this is also a sense of accomplishment. So for many of you out there, you could have been feeling like it was like the veil finally lifted, like taking this and removing it from your life, and it coming, the universe could have been forcing you to end this, and it wasn't necessarily your choice. It was just happening. And sorry, I'm like seriously have the worst hunchback, and my posture is pure shit. So if you like see me maneuvering and like whatever, that's what it's about. But anyway, the universe could have very well have decided this is not for you, or it's not for you right now, and it needs to be completely eliminated from your life. Meant to teach you a lesson, and I think the lesson is learned. Now, in our past, we've got the Ten of Swords in the upright, followed by the Queen of Cups in the reversed, followed by the Nine of Swords in reversed. I could spend all day on this past portion because I just feel so many different things about it. I strongly feel, okay, the Ten of Swords in the upright. I believe that somebody had made you feel this way, very, very overwhelmed, anguish in a sense, stabbed in the back, very hurt. Swords also indicate thought energy, so it could be that like you were so consumed, you had become like your own worst enemy about whatever this relationship was putting you through or making you feel, or confusion. And it was like your thoughts were in some way turning against you. I believe though that it is because of somebody doing this to you or making you feel this way, you lost the love that you had for them, or you saw them in a very different light. You didn't see them as the nurturing person you may have seen them as, or, you know, the understanding, compassionate, deep, soulful person. You were like, this fucking person sucks, right? If they could make me feel this way, they truly suck. And it's almost like when you came out of that realization where you were once in this place, losing sleep, feeling like you couldn't come to your senses about this particular situation, you now are like coming out of yourself, coming out of your thoughts. And while I still do think, yes, there's a lot of swords energy here, it's still a lot of uneasiness. I also feel like there's probably not communication happening. And it could be because you don't feel in the past, because this is past, it's almost like you didn't feel like it was necessary for this person to go this far to make you feel this way. And they may never really know how much they hurt you, but your ideas of them have completely changed. And it was like changing that thought and stopping from putting them up on this pedestal that they may have been on in your eyes allowed you to kind of like, oh, okay, like, that's who that is. I also feel like, too, that this could be a mutual exchange. You both were feeling this way, and communication was getting crazy, or it was like no one was really kind of like validating each other. It was just like you'd say something and it would be like in the fucking woods, like no one at night, like no one would even hear, you know? And the exhaustion I feel with this, the absolute exhaustion. And I feel like, obviously, because this is a Leo love reading for April, just tired. Over it and tired. Tired of being sick and tired. So in our present, we've got the Knight of Cups and this, I don't even have tips on it. Literally just takes this long for me to pick up the cards because they stick to this desk. Guys. Okay. We've got the Knight of Cups in the upright, followed by the Tower, followed by the Ten of Cups in reversed. Okay. I feel like for some of you, you could be dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Could be anywhere in their chart. I feel like somebody could have come and offered you love, right? Extended you an olive branch. Could be the same person who had left you feeling like that in the past. There's two ways this could go in how I feel right now. This person coming back, if it's the same person, it shook up your world because you were like, I am doing everything in my power to rid myself of you. I can never have the happy life that I want to have with you after the pain and devastation I felt, and you making me feel like we're just never going to see eye to eye, or the way that the past made me feel. I could never feel stable in a relationship with you. Another way I see this too is perhaps somebody had come and offered you love, new love, and you weren't ready. I also feel like with this Tower, when you look closely at this, you see somebody jumping out of the Tower, and then there's like this shadow right here, which is the exact same shadow of that person that's jumping out. It's a reflection, okay? So if we were to look at things in a complete and honest way, we could also look at this and say that perhaps somebody had come and told you something or extended the olive branch to you, but it wasn't how you would have wanted it to be. Like, it was maybe like a little shitty, And it also may have like told you things about yourself that you have a very difficult time being able to accept. Because in the past, you feel like you were very wronged and you were treated very poorly. And it could be that this person or whoever this is, if this is not a new love energy coming in and this is the same person, telling you, well, hey, look, like, you're this way. It's like, what? Like, I had no, like, that's not how I feel. Like, that's not who I am. And it made you feel like this happy contentment that you may have felt about your own self, about what you have built. For many of you, it could be that you do have a family with this person as well. And the relationship is just at this point right now where it could be like deteriorating, or it's just having this shocking moment, this shocking revelation where you have to look at yourself and look at those positives and negatives about yourself and come clean and truthful about what that all means. And it might mean that it creates a little bit of chaos in your home, or it creates not the happy ending that you anticipated it having just in this moment. That's not in the future, that's not next year, next month, whatever. We're just saying now. So don't get super wrapped up in, oh, wow, everyone's leaving me tonight at 10 o'clock. That's not the case. But I do feel like you could have had somebody new come in, exchange like a new admission of love for you or want to be with you. And could have been that you in some way, shape, or form weren't over the past. And it shook things up for you, and it came in kind of quickly and really over emotionally, and it consumed you. Or I feel like this person from the past could have come back and told you things that maybe were like, I really love you, but you're a pain in the ass. Or you're this and this and this. And like, I know you want to say it's all me because you feel like you were so wronged, but look at everything else that's going on. Look at the bigger picture here. Like, I was fucked over too. And then we have in the future, the Moon card in the upright, followed by the Four of Swords, followed by the Page of Swords in reversed. And also, not to point out too, the way I had these cards before, and I just realized this, in the present moment, this Knight of Cups is looking at the Tower card. So it could have been that whoever this person was, if it is another person, a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, doesn't have to be again, but if it is, this person may have known, I'm trying to get their face out. This person may have known that what they were going to say to you would change the level of your relationship forever, good or bad. Like, I think that they intuitively knew, like, I have to say it. Like, maybe they needed to give you the validation that you felt like you didn't have, or the clarity you felt like you didn't have, but knew that saying that there may never ever be a chance to be with you again. And in our present, we've got the Moon card, followed by the Four of Swords, followed by the Page of Swords. And I just said this in whatever. Fuck me. Page of Swords in reversed. Okay. There's some... I feel mixed emotions about the Moon, because I feel like the Moon is secrecy or things kept undercover, but I also do feel like the Moon is so large in this depiction, in this card. So in some sense it's illuminating, but for this specific reading, I feel like, Leo, perhaps you're really holding in the future your truest emotions. And you're doing it to preserve what you have to yourself, what you still feel like the emotional strength that you still have after how shitty the past was. There's things that you want to keep close to yourself, and it could be the way you really feel about this person. Like maybe you really do love them, and maybe you really do wish that things were different. Maybe this other person really wishes things were different, and the way that the universe is and the way that we interact with each other, a lot of the times we are so, we may have somebody that is truly meant for us, and it is not supposed to happen in the way we believe it is supposed to. And because we're humans, it's like the same way almost as though when somebody dies or passes away, when they're really sick, like us as humans, we want to keep them around for as long as possible, even if they're in pain, because that's a natural feeling. And to me, it's like you are at this level of understanding where it's like you're not going to fight. You're not going to openly express, communicate, vocalize. It's like you have this numbness in a sense that's also like a mixture of like Zen, in a way that you're just like, it's beyond me. Like I don't have the want to pursue creating this cycle again. And it could be that you're hiding your emotions about how you really feel, good or bad. Maybe it's in the sense that, you know, you felt totally different about this person than they felt about you. Unrequited love. Maybe they really loved you and maybe you were like, But because you have class and you don't want to hurt somebody, you wouldn't say that to them. You wouldn't just say, like, I'm not interested. But I do get the more of a sense that, like, you obviously anticipated something long-lasting and you did really find joy and happiness with this person and wanted it to work out more than anything. And it could be that this solitude, taking this rest, not communicating, not vocalizing how you truly do feel to this person. It could be that, like, you never even said anything back. It could be that somebody had extended this olive branch and your mind was blown and you were like, you were like, this is the validation that I needed. It'll never, ever be what I want it to be. Like, we will never be on the same page. And knowing that, understanding that, and having to be okay with that, you are coming into this place where you're like, and then you're entering into May with this King of Cups in reversed as your energy heading out of April into May. So you're coming to this place where you're out of the chase. You're out of the unknowing. You're out of the... You want the stability, you want the warmth, you want the comfort, you want the love. You don't want the games. You want things to be how you had always envisioned them to be. The 10 of Cups in the upright. And because you don't have the capacity in your heart, because your hearts are so big, to say, it's like, if you tell this person, I really do love you, but we can't be together, or listen, I've never really felt that about you. Like, I love you as a friend or as whatever, and you know that you know that the cycle needed to end intuitively. So it's like anything you say, this person would come back and either try to be with you again, or they would try to hurt you again. So you're unsure about what that would even, what way that would even go. And I think because this wall is up now, you've got the King of Cups in the reverse coming out of the month into May. So Five of Swords in the upright. It's like an empty victory. So I feel like this is a very karmic lesson, whatever this was meant to teach you. To teach you about yourself. And you've got nothing else. And this doesn't mean, oh, you're all out of love. Like, love is going to be shitty for you. Like, no, that's not what this means. It just means that you weren't victorious in this karmic relationship, that you genuinely had no responsibility, not no responsibility, but it was not yours to it was like the universe's. Like, it was a lesson bigger than you could have ever even composed, if that makes sense. Like, it has almost everything and nothing to do with you at the same time. Like, it was meant to teach you about who you are more so than the actual relationship that it is or was. Learning how to love somebody better in the future. Learning how this person, whoever this person is, would love better in the future, with or without you. And so overall, and I said I felt like it was very specific. So this could really reach a lot of you, though, because of last month. I know it was like a little bit different, but you guys deciding to move away from this kind of energy. So I do feel like you're in this place right now where you are just kind of like, I'm going to keep myself preserved and reserved, and I'm going to not make hasty decisions, and not, if you haven't responded, if somebody has reached out to you and you haven't responded, more than likely you probably just won't, because you feel like it would take too much from you to give anything back to the life of what this was, because it's supposed to end. It's supposed to close. And you're coming into the month with that very strongly. And all of this is going to bring you to such an amazing relationship or love, better than you could have imagined, once this has come full circle. And it's finally done, and you'll get to that point where you're finally like, yeah. And for many of you, you are there. It's done. But for others of you that are thinking about, should I not? In due time, you will know intuitively what you've always known, that you may really, really wish things were different. And the way that life and the circumstances around you are, it just isn't. And you can't let go of how the past was, because you can't ever trust that it wouldn't be like that again in the future. So, Leo, that's your love reading for April 2018. I love you guys so very much. Your reading was a little bit long today, and yeah, sorry, not sorry. So I hope you guys have a great month, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.